Hello everyone and welcome to another live stream Europe session. Welcome back and let's see what is currently happening with the market. First of all, let's take a look. Do we have some news today? Okay, actually we do. ADP non-farm employment change 63k, came positive, bullish for dollar, bearish for gold. So nonetheless we could expect slightly bearish pressure on gold. And maybe that is the reason why gold is falling down. I think we had like retest of 2006 today, and now price is again starting to fall down. Now, well, let's say that price is kind of choppy considering the previous price movement. Not a lot of volatility. You can clearly see, like we had yesterday, for example, we had this strong range right there. But now pretty strong consolidation. It's really hard to tell where the price will go, but with all the uncertainty in the market, yeah, that should push gold up. In the same time, we have a lot of bullish momentum on dollar, which technically speaking should push gold down. So really ungrateful price moment for predict. But only thing what we can do is pretty much go with the flow, which means if price going down, we should go with the sells, and the opposite. I'm still standing with my analysis, which is short-term shorts on gold and long-term longs on gold. So this is my analysis, and let's take a look at the 5-minute time frame. Price is still trading around this point of control, not really going anywhere pretty much. But since we had last small swing was pretty bearish, price went down from, let's say, almost 5,195. Price fell down 300 pips. So yeah, short term we could expect price to continue to go down. Maybe eventually we could see retest of this lows right there, which looks pretty decent for eventually short term buys, something like that. We could create a trend line, then price could break above this. We will try to catch eventually this bullish move right there. We could also have a trend line right here. Price could go eventually retest this area right there, which will be in the same time previous support area. This all on 5-minute time frame. So yeah, technically speaking, this could happen, and then we could look for eventually a little bit, let's say, not long-term shorts, but from this area I will be looking for sells and expecting the price go below eventually 5,000 in the next few following days. But we are here for Nasdaq. As you can clearly see, Nasdaq is pushing up right now. We have a New York Stock Exchange opening. We could expect a little bit more volatility, a lot of bullish momentum right now. I mean, if you ask me, that's really strange. We have now, technically speaking, 13 countries involved in the war. Potentially we could also see Eurozone like also involving like will join the war. For the moment they say that this is the only war between US, Israel and Iran, but they will allow some things. For example, United Kingdom allowed Americans to like use their base in the Beirut, something like that. Overall, all the news we have are currently bearish for indices, but for some reason price is going up. Let's see what is happening. Eventually shorts. Let me take a look, for example, 4-hour time frame. Let's see what is happening right now. On a 4-hour time frame, we have a pretty choppy price movement. Yeah, we have this big range right here. Although a lot of people would expect a big sell-off, but that is not happening. We have a pretty strong range and also a lot of ejection within this range. So we can also use fixed range volume profile from this highs to this lows right there. And you can clearly see that we have a pretty strong range right here between 24,579 and 25,060. Okay, this area, I mean, we could also create a little bit bigger range, which is this one, from this highs to this lows right here. And you can clearly see point of control is 25,600. So price is still 700 pips below, but yeah, I don't think the price will reach that highs, at least not for now. That's why I will be trading this lows. Maybe we can even use Wednesday. This is from Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. This was the opening. Pretty much we can say that this could be from Monday. Okay, this is Monday, 7. And all the volume eventually is happening around this point of control, 24,790. So everything above that, we could consider that price will more likely go down and retest that 24,700 once again. And the best case scenario, in my opinion, would be eventually price retesting 25,240. So this area, I will be looking for eventually shorts on a little bit for my little bigger position, I would say. But for the moment, price still kind of consolidating around since war started. So nothing really happened. We didn't saw huge sell-off like a lot of people expected. And for some reason now price is moving up. But I will be looking for sales because there's still a lot of uncertainty. And in my opinion, in my view, it does not make any sense that price is now going to the upside. We still have a strong US, let's say, data, but overall, I'm not seeing Nasdaq going up for the very long time. Even if we don't have this war, because last GDP numbers came significantly below expected. Okay, and today we had some bullish news, ADP, non-farm employment change. Let's wait for the ICM service PMI and finance service PMI, because if we see numbers worse than the forecast, you will see a probably bigger sell-off on Nasdaq and any US indices. So I will be waiting for, like, we have 25 more minutes for ICM service PMI, and if we see numbers, especially if we see numbers below 50. So okay, above 50 is expansion, which means economy is doing great. But even though we see above 50 but below forecast, more likely we will see a little bit bigger sell-off, which means that US economy is potentially slowing down. Okay. Okay, gold is moving up once again, like very choppy price moment, hard to predict for anyone. It's really hard. That's why I will not be trading gold right now. Technically speaking, this setup may make the most sense, at least for me. Okay, we could respect this trend line. Eventually we could go retest this highs right here, and then we can see further rejection and continuation to the downside, potentially retest of 5,131, especially if we see strengthening of the US dollar. And let's take a look in US dollar. DXY is currently down 0.11%, but that's nothing. We are still kind of in a strong bullish momentum. As you can clearly see, this is on a 1 hour time frame. We had a small pullback, but this pullback does not mean anything. You can clearly see last couple of days, last couple of weeks, we have a pretty strong bullish momentum on DXY. We had a small pullback, but eventually price is printing new highs. Eventually if we see breakout, and in my opinion the crucial area will be 100. If we could see breakout of 100, that means that DXY will more likely continue to strengthen, and we could see even further decline in gold, which means 4,400 is then more likely to be retested in the next few following weeks. What we have next, the German 40. Let's take a look, German 40. Yeah, we have a small pullback, but eventually this will continue to go down probably. But let's now focus for the Nasdaq. As you can clearly see, Nasdaq is trying to push up, but we have a, for the moment, strong rejection. We have here this bullish channel. If price managed to break below this channel, we will have a pretty good sell opportunity. Even if price goes slightly higher, I do believe that we will have a good sell opportunity at this point. We can also use pivot points. Okay, this is the daily pivot point. And next target, our next potential rejection zone could be around 25,056. We can even look at the 1 minute time frame. This is since we had a London opening, well, on a New York opening, New York Stock Exchange. We have lows here. We have highs. And now price is not moving. We had a pretty strong bullish momentum, but now price went down. Pretty much we have a slightly bullish candle, but overall we can see rejection and continuation to the downside. As you can clearly see, we also had a pretty strong consolidation before New York Stock Exchange opening. Okay, final service PMI will come in the next 5 minutes, which will be, I would say, pretty important, although this is the yellow folder, but my final service PMI could be very important. Okay, price is falling down. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, beautiful rejection on gold. Beautiful for the moment. I want to see breakout of 5,160. Three minutes left. What is strange that Nasdaq is today up. I mean, look at that. This is like, we have a war currently happening, but Nasdaq is like still in the same area it was like 1 week ago, which is really, really insane. I mean, this price movement, this market is unbelievably hard to predict right now. I know almost every trader had shorts on pretty much all indices, not just US indices, on all indices. They had longs on gold, which never happened. They had shorts on indices, which never happened. Only what happened is eventually longs on crude oil. But like, I know there was a lot of analysts for saying that price of gold, price of crude oil could reach 100, but price still ranging only $5. Okay, maybe a little bit more. 67 was in closure, now like $7 to $8 above where it was before the war, before attack. So nothing out of the ordinary. And if you take a look at VIX volatility index, it's also not that huge. I mean, look at this, ranging around, like trading around $22. Like, we just retested this highs, nothing else. I mean, what is happening right now? What was this like? They do it like for the show or something for people to lose money? I mean, nothing makes sense since the war started. And if you're able to make money on this type of price movement with only high volatility, nothing else, no clear direction, then congratulations, I mean, you are officially awesome. But overall, I mean, I'm not seeing any opportunity right now, at least not for swing. I mean, I would be looking for sales on Nasdaq, all the stuff, but yeah, just like you see, technically price is literally not moving compared to last week. Price should go down definitely, and I still don't see a reason why price is not falling down. Maybe strong US data, what we had, but still, when you have a war ongoing, I mean, there's nothing worse than that news, than war news. Like, strong rejection right now, but still no volatility. Like, this is like 80 pips move, nothing for Nasdaq, pretty much nothing. We have a 5 seconds left. Let's take a look. Final service PMI. If we see lower numbers, then we could see a little bit stronger, not that strong, but stronger sell-off. 51.7, Nasdaq will go down. I have entered on shorts on Nasdaq. I have entered shorts on Nasdaq just because of the news, and in the same time, I do believe my stop loss. Wow, that's kind of too much. Maybe my target could be this loss, but that will be kind of optimistic. Yeah, let's wait and see. I will have my short zeros because of this news. And if we see ICM service PMI also below forecast, which more likely we will, then we could see eventually continuation to the downside. Israel launches extensive strikes on Iran. Okay, that's kind of live, but this is what I said, that nothing makes sense. I also have swing shorts on Dow Jones and also swing shorts on Nasdaq. This was more of a day trade, but that I'm holding also shorts for a little bit long, like maybe for the next few weeks, see what will happen, of course with a smaller position. Gold is falling down, gold perfectly retesting from this trend line. Could we see breakout? Okay, wow. Okay, now we're retesting the value area low. Let's take a look, let's zoom out a little bit more where the price is after this drop. Fixed range volume profile from this highs to this lows. Price, okay. Yeah, point of control is pretty much the same. Damn. Yeah, I mean, just like I said, short term I'm bearish on gold, and gold is falling down indeed. Hard to say, really hard to predict and actually say that gold could go down short term because of all this uncertainty we have, but yeah, that's how it is. I mean, as you can clearly see, CVD is eventually falling down, but price is moving up. That means that the price will eventually follow the CVD and we'll see a continuation to the downside. That gives me eventually even more confidence to hold the shorts, even though I'm currently in a drawdown for like almost 50 pips or 50 points. Okay, strong rejection from this value area low. I mean, look at this sell-off on US 30. Pretty strong sell. This will last like almost 300 pips drop on US 30, but Nasdaq is like going nowhere. I mean, this is insane. For let's say swing trading opportunity, you could go with the shorts on Nasdaq with stop loss eventually above 25,500. Although I don't believe that price will go that high, you could go with shorts even above this area, which is 20, maybe stop loss above 25,000. 25,000 sounds like a strong psychological level of resistance, and I don't think that traders will allow the price going above that, no matter how big or good earnings of the companies are or what the new products they have. Overall, Nasdaq could continue to go down, but you never know with this market. Okay, we eventually have this daily, or this is the weekly actually pivot point. We have daily pivot point. So far price have a hard time to break above that. Okay, a lot of rejection from around here. $24,868. Yeah, and we need to have closure below that in a 30-minute time frame. This is the, let's say, weekly point of control, which means a lot of rejection actually happened around this area. We have a lot of buyers and sellers. So also 4 minutes left, and we need to see closure, just like I said, below 24,866, let's say. Still gold selling off. That was kind of expected, not gonna lie. We have a pretty strong bearish momentum right now. Yeah, there's a kind of tricky situation. Whenever gold falls very huge amount of pips, like you have a lot of bulls that are stepping in and trying to buy gold just because everyone is currently bullish on gold. That's why, I mean, if we have like 50-50 buyers and sellers, yeah, trust me, gold would be already below 5,000. Like, it's not even like 4,800. But since every bigger pullback on gold, new buyers are stepping in, that's why every time when the price falls down, we have an even stronger bounce like we had yesterday. As you can clearly see, pretty strong sell-off, but price got recovered really quickly, and this was like pretty massive push to the upside. Like from this low to this highs, let's say, that was like in just a couple hours, 1,350 pips. And yeah, till now even more. Okay, 2 minutes left. So far CVD is showing a little bit more bullish momentum than I would like to see. And also we have news in the 1 minute, next 1 minute, ITM service PMI. Pretty much only reason why I took the sells on Nasdaq is because final service PMI, which came lower than forecast, which means, okay, everything, just like I said, everything above 50 is expansion, but in the same time it's lower than forecast. If we see numbers below 50, That is contraction, which means the economy is slowing down. Even though if we could see numbers below 53.5, what the forecast is, I do believe that we could see even bigger pullback on indices. Yeah, I guess the numbers could come above forecast 56.1. Yeah, my price will go up, hit my stop loss for sure. Yeah, that was pretty good numbers. Not gonna lie, pretty good numbers for the US. Look at the US 30. 100 pips in just a few seconds. No doubt, price will continue to go up. If price from this point managed to go down, I would be definitely surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I will be definitely surprised. Yeah, price hit my stop loss. I mean, that was a pretty bad trade. But also because of the news, I couldn't predict the news. I was expecting pretty much similar numbers like a final service PMI for ICM service PMI, but we have a pretty strong numbers. Huge expansion for the ICM service PMI, which should move the US indices up. But also in the same time, I do believe this is just buy the news, sell the fact. Okay, if I see retest of this area right here, I will be selling again. I will give my trade second chance. Although we have a good numbers, but yeah, with current condition, what we have in the world, like, I have to go with the sales. I mean, there's no technical analysis that could tell me that price will continue to go up, because I know fundamentally price shouldn't go up. Something is wrong, you know. Okay, pretty strong rejection right there. I'm still considering shorting Nasdaq. But CVD is still kind of strong. I need to see at least one big bearish candle on CVD. That will give me confidence to short. Or eventually up on the top of the channel, which will be great. So if price managed to go up, retest 35,000, I mean, I would go with the sells one more time for sure. Look at Hang Seng, god damn. Hang Seng is down 518 points, 2%. Oh, pretty big gap we have right here. Okay, gold still falling down. Okay. This is the first 30-minute highs, which means we had a lot of rejection in this area. You can clearly see the price in the first few minutes tried to go higher, but it failed. And we already had one rejection from this point after market closure. So, which means the second 30-minute candle tried to break above. It broke above, but it didn't close above. And now we have again price trying to push above this area. CVD showing that price might do it, just because you can clearly see we already broke above previous candle highs, but price didn't break above. So even if we do, probably we will see rejection from this value area high. In the same time, this channel, this top of the channel, we could see rejection, eventually continuation to the downside. If you zoom out, you can clearly see that, not on the 5-minute, but on a, let's say, 30-minute time frame, price is ranging, like there's no clear direction. A lot of news we had last couple of days, let's say last week, in this week as well. A lot of uncertainty, geopolitical events, but nothing has pushed the price below this range, which is insane. Like from the moment we had the news and the start of the war between US, Israel and Iran, but price didn't continue to go down. I mean, technically speaking, if you don't know nothing about fundamentals, if you don't have any geopolitical news, I mean, you would just say it's a normal price movement, like nothing special is happening. Price is ranging from let's say last month or two. So yeah, nothing special. Why is that? I mean, price is just ranging. We don't have a lot of bullish momentum. But in reality, we have a war, two wars going on. Russia, Ukraine still. Now we have a US, Israel, Iran, and potentially 30 other countries could be potentially involved in this war in Iran. And price is ranging, price is not moving. I mean, I don't know for you, but I am surprised. I'm really surprised. And it's just a matter of time when the price will go down. And once when that happens, that will not be like 500 pips, 600 pips. That could be 1,000, 2,000 points in one day. because according to my analysis, nothing makes sense right now. Only makes sense why the price is going up is ADP non-farm employment change, and also ICN service PMI, which came pretty significantly above expectation. We have a pretty strong expansion by the PMI numbers. But overall, I mean, I don't see any reason. Maybe this could be just by the new sell effect, and I just have to found using my technical analysis. You should also using your technical analysis to see what area will be the best for sales. If you look on the daily time frame, yeah, I'm thinking about 25,000. Just like I said, could be strong psychological level of resistance. A lot of rejection happened here. We have a small range. A small range on the daily time frame looks like a small range. Last, like if you don't have this breakout, we can say this was a fake out. Like for the last month, let's say for the last month, a little bit less, we have a range bound movement. There's no clear direction, and it's just a matter of time when we will see a breakout and strong sell-off. Okay, we have a breakout above the first terming highs. CVD is still showing pretty strong bullish momentum. So yeah, we could see slightly more bullishness to retest 25,000, this value area high. This is not, keep in mind, this is not a daily value area high. This value area high is for the current week. So big range is happening between 24,600 and 25,000. 400 range, and this is value zone, which means that it's high probability that the price will stay in this range. Whenever you have a breakout of this range, it's high probability that price will go back in the range, like we had here. Price tried to break, strong bullish push, price went back in the range. Here we tried to break above, price went down quickly in this value zone. Strong breakout here, price even retested this, failed, strong sell-off, but somehow price managed to recover from this previous lows, and we created a double top and price went quickly back in the range. Same thing happened here, price tried to stay below, but it failed, and we went back in this value zone. So only thing what comes to my mind, even if we don't have all this uncertainty market, is trade this range. So which means sell at resistance, which means value area high, and buy at support, which means value area low. There is possibility of breakouts and fake outs, but as you can clearly see, price managed to recover quickly, reject, and go back in range. In my opinion, we will have more rejection from the seller side on this resistance than buyers on the support zone, just because all this uncertainty in the market. So there is still, that means there's still high probability that price will break below value area low and stay below. Then it will be that on the resistance side, which means it's less likely that price will break above value area high, stay above for quite some times, and then go back. That's kind of unlikely scenario. It will be more like this quickly continuation to the downside and back in the value zone. Keep this in mind that we also have this lower range right here, also a lot of volatility, which we can say this is the range 1 and this is the range 2, and more likely we could see retest of this highs today, price going back in the range 2 and ranging for a while, and then breaking below the range 2, and we will see more likely continuation. Which means I'm more on the sell side for US indices today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Gold is falling down, just like I said. This was my analysis pretty much from the beginning of the stream, 30 minutes ago, when price was trading around 5,172. I predicted the price will more likely retest this lows. Now, depending how much volume, how much bearish momentum we have. If we have a lot of bearish momentum, we will see straight breakout and continuation. But if we see a little bit buyer stepping in, we can see retest of this trend line once again, which will give us a pretty good sell opportunity. And this previous support will be next resistance, and price might reject and continue to go down from this 5,160 zone, and we can see further continuation to the downside. And I would not be surprised even if we see a retest of 5,100, if not even yesterday lows, which is currently sitting around 4,996. Less likely than that the price will go down to retest 5,000, but yeah, in the next few days, or at least the end of this week, we could see retest of 5,000 one more time. Yeah, you can clearly see that US 30 is also going up by 250 points pretty much. If you look at the first 30-minute candle, which was extremely bearish, but yeah, price quickly recovered from this drop at the New York opening. I mean, yeah, probably just because of the news we had. But yeah, that will not change my analysis. I will be still looking for sells. Just like I said, my sells will be around 25,000. If we see easy breakout and strong bullish momentum, even in that moment, my sells, next sell zone will be 25,000, let's say 260, around that. So that being said, I have to go, guys. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, and see you tomorrow in the same time. So thank you, guys. Take care and bye bye.